Welcome back to Footballology. So the next undrafted gem I have for you guys is Ben Brown. Ben Brown was a guy I found doing some Ole Miss research, just trying to see if Matt was that guy, see if the hype was there, see if he was really a first round quarterback, because I personally didn't feel like it, but I really wanted to do further research to see what the hype was. But then I started getting really obsessed with this offensive line at Ole Miss, and I realized that he actually had a lot of good protection. He was making like, a lot of good throws from clean pockets. I feel like he was prematurely running, and that was just my personal opinion. But this pocket was usually, for the most part, really clean and really formed. But looking at the middle of that pocket was Ben Brown. Now, Ben Brown played a lot of games for Ole Miss. I scroll down, you can see he played 12, 12, 10, and then 6. And that's really what kind of made me question, like, okay, this man played in 2018, played 12 games. We already know about 2020, 2019 played 12 games, but this past season he only played 6. So I was like, okay, what's the issue? What happened? Come to find out he actually had a torn bicep, and that really kind of hindered him from playing. And what you start to notice is the middle of that offensive line start to get a little bit of wobbly. Not crazy by any chance, but a little bit. Now the thing with Ben is I think that he's a good pass protector. I think he's a really amazing pass protector. You can see that in his footwork. But I think where he lacks sometimes is his explosiveness and his strength in the run game. And I think that's what really kind of hinders him a lot from being that next level center, if you will. Maybe that's just something he can work on. But this I found pretty interesting. Didn't allow a sack, and 432 snaps, which is godly amazing. Like that's amazing, and I thought that was really cool. And then he played in all 816 offensive snaps, started every game at center. That this man has the opportunity to be a good NFL center, in my personal opinion. That was just the way I looked at it. I was like, this guy, he has some play. I think he does. Standing at 6'5", 315. So then I was kind of interested to see where he was going to get picked up. I thought he was going to go drafted, but he actually went undrafted. And then I come over to Twitter, kind of find out the perfect team picked him up, the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, we all know about the Bengals from last year where they decided to not really focus on offensive line and protecting their franchise quarterback. They decided to go get a receiver, which it goes against everything I believe in, but realistically, it got them to the big game. So that's all that really matters at the end of the day. And really, when you start to break down their roster, they don't need a lot going into this offseason. I really thought focusing on the offensive line was going to be their focal point, but they really didn't do that. But that's a different video for a different day. But Ben Brown being picked up by the Bengals, I thought was a good opportunity for him because that allows him to come in and compete instantaneously. Now, granted, I know they picked up a couple of guys and they're trying to make something happen. You see on the screen they had Alex Kappa. They picked up La'el Collins, which I think is probably one of the most underrated offensive linemen of all time because he went undrafted for some BS. Different story for a different day. Once again, Jonah Williams, which that's a whole different one too, and then Ted Karras, I think that's how you said his last name. But that's those guys they picked up to try to really fortify this offensive line and really try to add some veteran leadership there. But I really like Ben Brown. One, the youth. You got the age on your side at that point. You can get him, and you got him undrafted, so he signed a nice little deal. And it did say signed and not invited, so I think that's really big too. The fact that he was signed with the Bengals because now I feel like he can come in if that bicep heals up like it's supposed to, he can actually have an opportunity to be that starting center for the Bengals, and not just like a starting center, like an actual elite center, in my personal opinion. Especially the way the Bengals want to play and play from the pocket, they really want to do a lot of passing, and really that's just the NFL today. Ben Brown could be that guy for you that can really take your offense to the next level. Like I said, when Matt was in that Ole Miss pocket, if you don't believe me, just go watch any Ole Miss game that you could possibly get your hand on. For the most part, he was clean. That pocket was clean. The only time he ever got any kind of pressure, usually, I mean, obviously the pockets are going to collapse here and there, but a lot of times I feel like he was prematurely running and trying to elude and make something happen that didn't need to happen. Or maybe his receivers wasn't getting separation, so he just felt like he needed to go and his quarterback clock was rushed. I don't know. But for the most part, in my opinion, I feel like the offensive line at Ole Miss is interesting. I'm going to do some more research on them because I feel like they might have a first rounder coming out in the next year or two. I don't know. I could be wrong, but that's just, once again, future video. But Ben Brown, take a look at him. If you're a Bengals fan, let me know what you think about this acquisition. Do you feel like he actually has the opportunity to start for your team? Or do you feel like that you should just go ahead and keep him as a backup? Or who knows? Let me know. I want to know you guys' opinion. And if you're not a footballologist yet, I don't know what you're waiting on. Go on and hit the subscribe button today. Become a footballologist. And stay safe, football fans.